Hey guys, Greg here, Bone Tactical, and today we're going to be discussing a little bit of international travel self-defense tools. So I'm going to mostly skip firearms because firearms really aren't something that 99% of people can carry with them for international travel. I'm here in Olszany Cemetery in the Czech Republic in the city of Prague. Make sure you're checking out my vlog style videos for more history on this area. But today, like I said, we're going to be discussing self-defense tools. So I think most of you probably already know why self-defense tools may be important and how the world's kind of taking a little bit of a turn towards needing the little bit of peace of mind maybe that a self-defense tool or a force multiplier or something you can have on your person may give, right? So violent encounters are on the rise, and I think times are just very strange. We're in the middle of strange times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you today the world's most effective self-defense tools that you can carry. All right, and so what we're going to do is discuss in levels and layers. There are some tools like knives that you can't carry everywhere, but you can carry, let's say, half the world. Here in the Czech Republic, for example, there's almost no knife laws regarding ownership or even carry of knives. There's just very, very few laws that regard to that. A lot of people here can have firearms. We were just doing a ton of firearm training, but they require an extremely high level of documentation to be traveling between countries with. And so even to the point where, for example, we had the X95 from IWI here with us, and it's one of the few that's in the country. It's the only one that I know of that's in the country because we imported it directly from IWI in Israel, and we had to have connections with the government and everything like that. And Zahal, my buddy Yav from Zahal.org made all that happen. So we have that firearm here now. We did some cool training with that. Maybe I'll put a clip in here or something like that. We're here in the Czech Republic with the IWI X95 and Meprolite optics. So I hope you guys like that little clip of the training there. But anyway, that's not something realistic for anybody watching this. You're not going to have access to that here. And the funny thing is even we had to be responsible for that. So we were at the point when we had it with us that we're like, if anything happened to that firearm, for example, if it was stolen and then somebody committed a crime with it, not only would we be responsible for the firearm, but we would be held accountable for the crimes committed with the firearm. So it's just, it's not always like American mentality. A lot of my followers and a lot of us, and myself included, sometimes seem to think that the biggest gun always wins, and sometimes the biggest gun will land you in a world of trouble. So from, we've got firearms, really speaking in generalities, and then the next level down for effectiveness would be a knife, okay, edged weapon. And I would say in about half the places we're probably likely to go vacationing and stuff like that, you may be able to carry a knife. But even countries like Mexico, it's illegal for an American to carry a knife, and having one can land you in jail. So this is the Tradecraft Kank, and this is absolutely one of my favorites. It is specifically designed for situations like this, overseas travel. It's extremely light, extremely sharp, and relatively inexpensive. It's got literal bulletproof Kevlar. Kevlar is a ballistic material, so it's got the Kevlar handle wrap, and then we epoxy it so it's not going to come loose. It's just great steel, great heat treat, very thin, so it's got an extremely sharp blade, easy to sharpen, easy to carry, easy to use, just pretty much the epitome of what you want. And then it's less than $200 for a 100% handmade blade, handmade sheath, everything about it handmade, beautiful solid stainless steel chain, comes with everything ready to go. Just really a deal that exists from no other manufacturer, nowhere else on the planet. You can't get an extremely effective knife like this anywhere under $200, let alone a custom handmade work of art that's also extremely effective knife. So that's my recommendation. That's what I carry. It's what I like. It's my favorite. Sometimes I'll even go as far as to have one on a clip on my waistband, because at this time they're shipping with multiple carry systems. They ship with a clip and with a necklace, which is crazy. So I'll sometimes carry one on my waistband and then one around my neck as well. I do prefer the neck carry method, but it really depends what I'm wearing and what else I have. The next level down would be a impact weapon. And I just so happen to make the world's most effective impact weapons. Why is that, you say? Because something like the Big Nasty here is able to be carried literally anywhere in the world. All right, I've brought these things on airplanes, on so many flights, in clubs, and I handed this to a police officer the other day going into the Prague Castle, and literally handed it to him going through a metal detector, and he didn't even bat an eye at it. He had no idea it was something that he should be interested in. So obviously the effectiveness as a force multiplier goes without saying. I do have to give you guys a disclaimer. Please don't use this as a weapon. Please don't use any of my keychains as a weapon, because they are devastating when used as a weapon. I'm not promoting them to be used as a weapon. Anything can be used as a weapon. Some things fit the hand better than others, but you do definitely need to defend yourself at your own risk, check your local laws, all that kind of stuff. But it's great to have a force multiplier like this, because now I've got a screwdriver, Phillips and regular, okay? I know where my keys are. I'm less likely to lose my keys, okay? I just put my key ring right on here. It's also, this S-clip makes it quick detach, so when I want to get my keys off, all right? One of the great things about aluminum is it's extremely light, because impact is all about speed, right? It's mass times velocity squared, which means that speed is twice as important as mass. You know, having something heavy is important, but having something going fast is the concept of really what we're looking at. Also, these are items that you're going to be carrying every day. So, for example, if this was one of the brass or bronze ones, like this, it's very heavy. It's beautiful. It's really cool. I like them a lot too, and I do carry them as well. But it requires a little bit more dedication to carry because it's quite heavy. So my new favorite item is the newest version of the brass one, made from spent bullet casings. Of course, this has just the bottle opener. The brass ones have only the bottle opener. They don't have the screwdriver that this has, but the same principle here, the double finger, just absolutely game-changing, right? Principle. And, you know, this actually makes the movement of the fist when impacting in your hand. Let's say you got in a car accident and you had to break the window inside the car to get out. This can make your punch, if you had to punch a window to get out of a car, up to 800% stronger than what it would be with just your fist, because it concentrates all of the force down to these small impact points here. All right, so we've got a big lineup of these. Really, the differences are fit, finish. These ones these are 100% handmade, solid brass, casted. So we pour them and then work the brass, and there's still marks on there from where it's been poured, and really it looks really cool like that. You see that. Then the aluminum ones, and that they go by size. We've got micros and then the full sizes, but the aluminum ones are sandblasted, anodized, and they're CNC made, so they're just absolutely like very, you know, space age technology looking, exact tolerances. They're serialized, laser engraved, limited collector's edition, so they'll all last a lifetime. But these are kind of the high speed, low drag ones that are probably, in my opinion, the best to actually carry and use. And then these brass ones are the collectors, the real, like, cool, something, every single one is different, something your friends don't have. They work just as well. They don't have the screwdriver on there, and they're a little bit more heavy, so they just require a little bit more dedication to carry. And then the kind of the stainless steel model is the in-between model. So it's not as heavy as the brass or bronze, but it's harder and tougher. It's stonewashed stainless steel, so it's never going to change. The color is never going to change. It's not going to scratch. You could hand this down to your kids, your kids' kids, your kids' kids' kids. 200 years from now, it's still going to look the same. It's still going to be just as effective, and it's not extremely expensive or anything like that. This is the new version. I don't know if this is on the site yet or not at the time of filming this, but new version's pretty incredible because we've got all these holes which make it a little bit lighter. So it's lighter than the bronze and brass ones, but heavier, a little bit heavier than the aluminum ones, a little bit thinner as well than the other ones, but not much thinner now. But what the holes do is they do allow it to be lighter. They're lightening holes, cutouts, but because they're circles, they don't affect strength in any way at all. So there's no flex to this at all. Some of the older ones had flex and they could bend and be bent back, and this is just rock solid and literal steel. So it's stone washed, so that means like you can drop it and scratch it and bang it around, and it's not going to change. It's just always going to look the same because we've put all these beautiful little micro scratches, and we do a tumbling. Okay, I built a tumbler specifically for these items, and that's it. That's what they look like from now into eternity. So really cool in my opinion. We've got the aluminum, the bronze, and the stainless steel. So if you don't like, if you're into like high speed, low drag, and you want the best of the best for pure functionability, the aluminum is what you should go for. It's also a collector's edition, very high end, I would say. If you want just a workhorse, if you're more of a blue collar guy, I would say go for the steel. And if you're a collector, then you should go for the brass or bronze. From there, we've got the bracelet, the bone occlusion bracelet. And you guys, I can't really get into a whole lot of the details legally about what all can be done with this, but it's a beautiful bracelet, can be carried literally anywhere in the world as well. Extremely effective tool that's been used since way before World War II for particular non-permissive environments and specific missions. This is my particular version that actually it's the first time that I'm aware of that it's been turned into a fashionable bracelet. Definitely the first one made out of Kevlar and mahogany. So I sourced the mahogany myself out of the rainforests and jungles of Central America, turned them into these little beads, very strong, yet very small, and also very beautiful. I hand sand them, hand form them, and then paint them. That's actually the color of the wood. It's just that beautiful. There's no stain or anything. It's just beautiful mahogany heartwood. Stainless steel clasp, always 100% stainless steel, and then real Kevlar cordage there. All right, so it's not going to break. Strongest cordage in the world, Kevlar. And then we put a little bit of epoxy, marine grade epoxy, on the knots on the end, so for sure it's never going to come loose. Just like everything here at Bone Tactical, built to last. All right, just solid built, and very well made, hardcore stuff. Since we're discussing EDC, my Gray Man Operations pack goes everywhere I go, and my Bone Tactical water bottle. This water bottle allows me to put something cold or hot in there in the morning, and it'll stay either cold or hot depending on what temperature it is when I put it in there, and it'll stay all day. So now I'm going around doing stuff with my backpack, and it's just awesome to be able to put in. I put in some cold orange juice this morning, and I'll be drinking cold orange juice all day when I want it. And the backpack is very important. The Gray Man Operations pack, it doesn't look at all military. It's not completely can be changed to fit the look that I'm going with. So if I look military, the backpack can look military. If I look luxury, if I'm suit and tie, the backpack will go with me. If I switch it up to party shirt, tourist, Hawaiian shirt, then the backpack goes with me. All right, so the backpack is fully adaptable, and that's the idea, and that's something else that you want to really be aware of. And we're discussing laws and legality and really just ease of life. And I think the biggest thing that a lot of people don't think about is ease of life. So it's the reason you don't want to have a firearm, because it might be more trouble than it's worth. Maybe even a knife in a lot of cases, a knife is more trouble than it's worth. So these keychains are great because they won't give you any problems, won't cause you any trouble. The backpack will allow you to equally go through customs without any problems. To have your keychain that is a potentially game-changing force multiplier and not get it taken by TSA or customs, it's all about Gray Man theory, guys. I've got a huge playlist. In fact, I'm now currently the #1 YouTube or internet source of information in the world for Gray Man theory. So there's no excuse to not educate yourself about the real Gray Man theory, because I've got all those videos up there. Got the Gray Man Operations pack, got the shirt as well that I'm wearing that's incredible for Gray Man Operations, and we filmed a Gray Man Theory in Europe video this week. We filmed that a few days ago, and we'll be posting that either before or after this, but some point in the future. It'll just be a little bit of a skewed towards Europe version, like what we're doing with this particular EDC. So I do appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. Let me know what you want to see more of, because we're out here really working, putting a lot of work into this, and we're doing it for you. And you may think I'm just talking, what YouTube, whatever. No, I'm literally you specifically, talking to you. Listen, take a second, stop whatever you're doing, pause the video if you need to, and leave me a comment so I have some feedback and I can make you the video that you personally want. All right, that's what I'm doing this to help. And if it's not what you want, then you have 100% total control of being able to leave a comment, telling me what you want, and then I'll get that into the works for you in the future. So help me out with that, and we'll continue this place of education, making the world a better place, and making men men again. Thanks for watching. Bone Tactical. Bone out.